Hello and welcome back for another video. In this one, I'll be breaking down my way too early East All-Star predictions. I'll begin with players who have the best odds in making the All-Star team and finish with players whose chances are more up in the air. Each conference All-Star team has 12 players, but recently there have been various instances where fill-ins are needed due to injuries. So, I will add in 2 fill-in potential All-Stars at the end. So stay tuned to find out who made the list and who didn't. Starting with number 1, yep, you guessed it, it's the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is currently averaging 31 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block with a team record of 22-9. Chris Middleton, Giannis's wingman, has been out for most of the season. Nevertheless, Giannis has been able to carry the load for the Bucks, standing on top of the East as the 1 seed. Giannis is dominant on both ends of the floor, and it seems like he's in the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year conversation every year at this point. There's not much more that needs to be said about the Greek freak, so let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is Celtics blossoming superstar Jayson Tatum. Tatum has been nothing short of spectacular this year, averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block and a steal with a team record of 22-10, and that's why he's been the leading MVP candidate for most of the season. The Celtics have currently lost 5 of their last 6 games and look to have lost a bit of steam. But their goals go beyond the regular season as they plan to not only make it back to the NBA Finals after losing to the Golden State Warriors last year, but win the championship this time around. Tatum has been able to continue his greatness he showed off last year's playoffs and doesn't look to be slowing down. Not much else needs to be said here as I feel the Celtics will be fine and just need to recalibrate as a team. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is Donovan Spida Mitchell. Mitchell is currently in the midst of the best year of his career and is averaging 30 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal, with a team record of 22-11. This is Spida's first year on the Cavs, yet it looks like he's been there for years, as he's been a great fit alongside backcourt mate Darius Garland and the Twin Towers Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Spida has scored at least 30 points in 15 of his 29 appearances this season and has quickly become the Cavs' leader and veteran in the first season in Cleveland. Now, let's move on to number 4 is the Slim Reaper Kevin Durant. Durant is doing this year what he seems to be doing throughout his career, which is be completely unguardable on offense while being a plus defender on defense. The Hall of Famer is averaging 30 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks with a team record of 20-12 at the ripe age of 34 in his 15th season. KD isn't getting much attention this year because we seem to be used to his dominance and almost expect it at this point. KD will go down as one of the greatest to ever do it and will earn himself another All-Star nod this year. So let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is Joel Embiid, aka The Process. Joel Embiid has continued his dominance from last year, improving his scoring from 31 points to a league-leading 32 points this year, along with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks, with a team record of 18-12. Embiid has missed his co-star James Harden for at least half of the season, and has been able to carry the Sixers to victory any way he can. But Harden is back now, and it seems the Sixers are ready to cruise like we thought they would before the season started. The biggest knock on Embiid was his health, but this is now his second healthy dominant year in a row, so it seems he's finally figuring his body out. So let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is Jaylen Brown. Brown is having a career year for the Celtics alongside his co-superstar Jayson Tatum. Brown is averaging a career high in points and rebounds with 26-7 alongside 3 assists and 1 steal. These numbers may not seem as glamorous as the first 5, but you have to remember he's the number 2 to 30-point scorer Jayson Tatum, while the first 5 are the number 1 options on their team. Personally, I feel Brown could average 30 points on his own team, like what Shea is doing on the Thunder in Oklahoma. Brown is only 26 years old and continues to get better each year. The sky is the limit for him, so let's move on to number 7. Number 7 is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is currently averaging 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, alongside Nets superstar Kevin Durant. He's no stranger to controversy, as he's had to miss games this season because he wouldn't apologize for sharing an offensive video on Twitter. But that seems to be behind him, and he and the Nets have been quietly balling ever since. Let's hope Kyrie can stay out of controversy for the rest of the season and see if the Nets can redeem themselves in the playoffs this year after getting swept in the first round by the Celtics last year. So, let's move on to number 8. Number 8 is Knicks star and leader Julius Randle. Randle is averaging 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal with a team record of 18-14. The Knicks recently lost to the Raptors, snapping their 7-game win streak, though Randle did everything in his power to not lose, posting 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists in 40 minutes played. Randle has played in every game this season for the Knicks, which speaks on his impressive durability and old-school coaching from Tibbs. Nothing more to say here, so let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is Cavs point guard Darius Garland. Garland is averaging 21 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1.5 steals next to superstar backcourt mate Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland is the traditional pass-first point guard to Mitchell's new age scoring guard, creating the perfect yin and yang in the Cavs backcourt in the very first year playing together. Garland earned his first All-Star nod last year, and it seems he has many more to come in the future for the up-and-coming Cleveland Star point guard. So, let's move on to number 10. Number 10 is Raptor star Pascal Siakam, aka Spicy P. Pascal is averaging 27 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal, with a team record of 14-18, currently sitting in the 10th seed. The main Raptors pieces have been in and out of the lineup all season, causing a lack of consistency for the team and ultimately losing a lot more than they expected. But when Pascal has been on the court, he's been nothing short of spicy, currently posting career highs for points, rebounds, and assists. So, let's move on to number 11. Number 11 is Hawks star Trae Young, aka Ice Trae. Many thought a pairing of Trae and DeJounte Murray would affect both of their usage and stats, but that isn't the case for Trae, as he's averaging 28 points, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists, which is on par with last year without Murray. The Hawks have a team record of 16-16. The Hawks aren't doing as well as they had hoped, sitting at 500, and there are rumblings that Trae isn't happy with coach Nate McMillan, and coach and some players aren't happy with Trae. Let's see if the Hawks can right the ship and stay above 500 for the rest of the season. Now, let's move on to number 12, the most difficult pick I had to choose so far. And with the last and final All-Star spot, it's number 12, future Hall of Famer, 76er star point guard, James the Beard Harden. Harden is averaging 21 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 1.5 steals, but has only played in 16 of the team's 30 games. Although, come actual All-Star voting, he will have played in more games by then, and this will be less of a factor. Harden plays an important role for the Sixers, being Joel Embiid's co-star and the player to set the table for everyone else on the team. The Sixers have aspirations to potentially win a title this year, and time will tell if they can meet that potential or not. Now, let's move on to our first All-Star fill-in. The first All-Star fill-in is Pacers' up-and-coming star point guard, Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese is averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, 1.5 steals, with a team record of 16-16. Many thought the Pacers would be a rebuilding tanking team hoping to win the Wembanyama sweepstakes in the draft this summer. But thanks to Tyrese's stellar play, they've been sitting in a playoff or play-in spot all year. If Tyrese makes the All-Star team or fill-in, then this will be his first career All-Star selection. Now, let's move on to our next and final fill-in spot. For the final fill-in spot, I have Knicks point guard Jalen Brunson. Brunson is averaging a career high 20 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. This is Brunson's first year on the Knicks, and it seems to have been a great fit since day one. Brunson is a big part of the Knicks' success this year, and if he can obtain an All-Star selection, then this will be his first, just like Tyrese Halliburton. Well, that's my way too early East All-Star selections. The All-Star Game is taking place in Utah this year on February 19th. Please comment down below if you agree or disagree and who you would add or subtract on my list. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.